What is up, guys? Cortez here, and I'm going to be talking about something that every guy faces once, twice, or maybe even a few times in his lifetime, and that is when the barber messes up your hair. Take my word for it, it is one of the shittiest problems a guy could face ever, and it's really not one of the best feelings on earth because kind of our confidence somewhat stems from not only our clothing but also our hairstyles, and if our hairstyle is off, then something about us feels off. And so I just really want to talk about this because, take my word for it, I'm not the only one who's faced this. I'm sure plenty of you guys have also faced it out there as well. I have a buddy who's in the Navy right now, and I remember a while back he told me how terrible the barber was on base. There's one incident where, as he's getting his haircut, he asked, okay, let me get a little trim up front so he can blend with the sides. Out of nowhere, the barber pulls up just his front hairs. He trims them, they go back, but then the rest of the hair looks like a bush behind it, and it's one of those moments where he wanted to punch the barber in the face for that because it looked ridiculous. And so that's kind of what I want to help you guys with, is just avoiding that kind of mishap from happening. So first thing to know to avoid kind of problems with your barber is just to know what you want already, kind of have it in mind. Not only that, also have a visual guide for them, which is super important. Typically when I go into the shop, I'll show them a picture of JFK, not only from the front but also the side, just to kind of give them a visual guide of what I want, just off the top and then on the sides as well, just to really get exactly what I need and want out of a hairstyle. Since I went to a new guy at the shop, it really did not work out all that well because the guy who usually cuts my hair was busy, so I had to go to the one who was available. And he did fine on my sides because I asked just for a simple taper and ½ inch off the top. Unfortunately, he heard a full inch because next thing I know, my hair's getting yanked. I hear scissors snipping. I look down and I see long pieces of hair being cut. And I wanted to shit my pants because I did not want that, and on top of that, the damage was already done. You can't grow hair back, and so I just had to let him finish up whatever he was doing on top, which really ruined my Tuesday. And as a result, when you get all your hair chopped off the top, you're basically hitting the reset button, and so your hair is just stiff, sticking up, and it's not trained like it once was. So that's why it's important to know what you want before going into the barbershop. Second thing about avoiding messing up your hair is at the end, if there's something you notice that there's out of place, definitely say something. Do not hesitate to say something to your barber. It's important that you're firm with your barber because while you're pretty much paying them, not only are you paying for the hairstyle, but you're also giving them a tip, which is pretty important. So it's essential that they give you what you want. For me, this has happened a couple times where I'll notice hair's out of place on the sides, and I'll ask them just to kind of even it out and blend it on the top, just so that way it looks flatter and it doesn't poof out too much. Other things I'll ask at the last minute too are just like, all right, can you even out my sideburns a bit just to make sure that it's perfect? And then since in the back I get my hair squared, I make sure to really pay attention to see if it's a straight line, because if it's not, and I've seen this happen to other guys before, they'll walk around with a crooked line on the back and they look like a dumbass, and it sucks. So that's why you have to be firm with your barber. Obviously, you got to be polite, that goes without saying, but at the same time, you can't be a pushover. You have to know what you want. However, on the flip side, let's say the damage is done. How are you going to improvise for the next month or so, while your hair is growing back? Well, for me, after testing waters for about 2 weeks, I realized a couple things that help if your hair is messed up from the top. One thing is using matte pomade or any matte product. The thing is about matte hair products is that you get a little bit more leeway in styling because since it's supposed to be natural looking and you're not getting comb lines, you get to kind of style your hair however the hell you please. However, if you're like me and you like parting your hair and you like clean comb lines, you will have to give it some time, but I think a quick fix solution to it is probably going to have to be going with the silver screen side part. For those of you that aren't familiar with the silver screen side part, I will have a link in the description below. And It's basically a tutorial that I made a while back showing you how to do it. So definitely check it out because it will probably help you if you face a similar problem like this. Basically, what you want to keep in mind with the silver screen side part is that it's closer towards the middle than at the end. Since a lot of hair parting pretty much depends on the weight of your hair, you're not gonna have that. You're not gonna have that to your advantage if you're doing it to the far left or far right side of your hair. If you get it closer towards the middle, though, you'll still be able to kind of push down those hairs, and it'll work out. Since I had to use I tried using heavy duty pomades just to even get it on the far sides, and it doesn't work. I tried using sprays to also help out the heavy duty hair products. It didn't work. So the only way that it works is you got to do a silver screen side part. That's really the only way possible. Unless you have really light hair, then maybe. But if you are a guy with thick, untamable hair, then you have to do it. It'll pretty much fix itself. However, keep in mind you're gonna have to use water-based pomades. Oil-based pomades are not gonna be able to help you out in that kind of situation, unfortunately. So those are the two ways that you can kind of fix messed up hair after a really bad haircut. So that's something to just keep in mind right there for you guys. I made this video just to help you guys out because I face this problem, and I know there are other guys out there that face this problem. So I think it's about time that I kind of address it. However, if you get something that's super short, then you're gonna have to go with a baseball cap. Which, there's nothing wrong with wearing hats. I have a little bit of a hat collection myself. So they always help out, if you really don't feel all that great about your hair. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, share, and subscribe for more.
Watch Bunch Cortez on YouTube.com.